Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 292. I'll be with you after the intro. Let's see if it kicks in. Hey. Wee bit behind. I woke up early and then fell back to sleep again, and then I woke up late. Always happens. Hopefully the sound's alright. Let's have a quick check this end. Sounds alright. Google been changing a few things again. Who's out there? Renee, JD80 from New Zealand. Susan there. And not seeing people arriving. Seems like everybody was waiting for me today. Asking when am I doing it tonight. Little things going wrong here. The bed's starting to slide. Thanks, JD. Oh, the intro is finished. Hello. Good to be back. I'll be back. Yep, be civil on the side, no hardcore swearing, misspell if you have to. Yeah, just have some fun. So we're back at the desktop. Looks like it might be all working okay. A wee bit behind on Google though. Hey, we got Ken's joined us. Yeah, I haven't seen Ken for a while. Where's he been on holiday? People literally get holidays. I don't think I've had a holiday since I come to New Zealand, back to New Zealand. My holiday is being alive. Taking the dog out. Yeah, so Susan, dog died after the last live stream, if you're not heard. She was very upset. So I'm not too sure if she'll be joining us today. I haven't seen her around. So it died in her hands. Had a heart problem. So yeah, I'm not too sure how many of you out there have read what's been going on. If you've joined our Discord UFO group, you probably will know. Yeah, apart from that, I think everything's normal. Normal in the UFO field. A lot of crazy stuff being put out there. Just normal life stuff. Where you lose your best friend, your family friend. Most of the time you get up in the morning and you know there's going to be a dog giving you a funny eye look with a waggy tail. So yeah, they always greet you in the morning. So once they're gone, that leaves a little hole in the life, doesn't it? Now, whenever you're down, a dog always sort of brings you out of that sort of depression state. And they're just funny. Some dogs are funny, or especially Charlie anyway. He's the right character. He understands everything you say to him. Like last night I said to him, or the night before I said something to him, asked him a question. I said to him, you could at least nod to, because I know you can't talk, but you can at least nod to verify what, if that's a yes. I asked him yes or no, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me, and his eyes rolled backwards into his head, saying, "Oh boy." But you sort of can understand dogs with their body language. Yeah, you better say sorry to her if she arrives today. She might be busy or forgotten. I have posted about, though. I don't think anyone's seen her around so far. 292, wasn't it? It's amazing the days just fly by. So live UFO. What's this popping up? Oh, something popped up then. Leave me alone. Live UFO analysis and topics. I think I've added a few more to the list for today than what was on the description, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, so the subs are going up constantly on BitChute and barely moving on YouTube. But yeah, if we make, let's see, we probably might make 2,500 by Christmas if we're lucky. Well, everyone will be up to 10,000 or 20,000 subs or whatever. But I think BitChute will overtake YouTube at some point, and in another year, BitChute will probably take off. So we'll see how that goes. I think Google got too cocky, like they're the best streaming facility, but I reckon people can duplicate that pretty quick. We'll see. They'll be knocked backwards because they've been screwing us over for a long time now. And the censorship's only getting worse. Just catch up there. I have two sons, both named Charlie. Yeah, Mum got the family dog, and she said, "Oh, I always wanted a son called Charlie, so I'm going to call him Charlie." So yeah, he's a family dog. It's not my particular dog, but yeah, he's the family dog. He's the young baby of the family, so he's everybody's baby. We actually call him Baby. I call him Baby Charlie Roo. And he gives you the funny look. I'm no baby. Puppies come up to him. Other dogs love him. Puppies come up to him, and he pays them no attention. He's a real typical bloke dog. He doesn't realise, though, that his girlfriend has died. She was put down. He had a thing for Labradors. And this particular Labrador over the dog park, they grew up as puppies over there because we used to bump into them. And they always seemed to get on together. He always used to have one favourite, and that was it. But they didn't even bring him. They didn't even bring her around to say goodbye to Charlie. They took her straight to the vet and had her put down, which is kind of sad. So he doesn't know that she's gone. But I suppose we better talk on about UFOs. So what's up on the menu? Okay, yeah, we're talking about turbines and UFOs. So, you may have seen this go around in previous years. I think I've covered it before. Of these wind turbines, especially in UK, that they claim got hit by UFOs. And there have been some various videos put out showing a UFO hitting it. I can't find all of them, but we'll just talk about a couple of them. So this one here, apparently, some bolts rusted and the blade shot off. So you'll see if you're around those things in high wind and they go wrong, watch out. You might have a blade come towards you. So yeah, it talks about here, which is on UK Rags. UFO puzzle. It was the Guardian won't done it. I don't know what that means. Register for free. How do we get rid of that crap? I'll do it later. I don't want to register anything. It was huge. John Harrison, a farmer from Salt Fleet By. So where did they get these crazy names in UK? Salt Fleet By. I'm not even sure that's how you say it.
Salt Fleetby.
Salt Fleetby. Fleetby. It's probably someone's last name, is it? Said yesterday off the light display he saw in the Lincolnshire sky on Saturday night. At first I thought it must have been a hole where the moon was shining through. Cloudy day, I suppose. But then I saw the tentacles. It looked just like an octopus. To Dorothy Williams. Willows, not Williams, watching from her home and laugh. The strange lights hinted at a low-flying object skimming across the sky towards the turbines. Hours later, after a almighty smash, one of the enormous wind turbines at the electricity plant in Cornish, here we go. Cornish home, 15 miles south of Grimsby, was found to have shattered, leaving it 130-foot rotor mangled ruin. To the sun, which splashed the story over the front page. Of course it did. It wanted the clickbait. No proper investigation first. There was only one possibility: UFO hits wind turbine. The BBC Today programme eagerly followed up, questioning Ecto City's founder Dale Vince about what could have caused the damage. Something about the size and weight of a cow would probably do it. So I just wonder if they were thinking of a little mini tornado at that point. I suppose if you sucked up a cow and it went straight into the blade, it would make a right mess. You'd have blood everywhere. As for the lights, he remained mystified. The UFO theory, funny as it may sound, is the best one that we have currently got. Come on, that can't be the best theory. It's got to be something natural. So the lights, as I keep saying, you get multiple events and then people put it together. This is a particular case where that happened. Now it turns out the lights weren't octopuses or octopies. It turned out to be fireworks that night. And I'm not too sure about this octopusy thing. Whether it was one of those lead kites with the tentacles, or one of those balloons, helium balloons that look like a jellyfish or octopus. So who knows? Someone might have been flying one of those around with the fireworks. Unless the exploding fireworks look like tentacles, but I don't know. You just don't know what people are seeing and what they sort of try and interpret it. The Guardian was able to reveal one possible explanation, one with uncomfortable close links to the newspaper itself. Late on Saturday night, the Guardian director of digital content, Emily Bauer, was a mere 2 miles from the ectotricity plant when she witnessed an unusual light show in the night sky. the firework display she and her brother had arranged in their parents' garden to mark their father's, Peter's, 80th birthday. There were several Roman candles, and some of those ones which are orange. I suppose he's talking about Chinese lanterns, and had the little blue dots when they got off. Bell said yesterday, my brother said he got them from the local garden centre because it's so flat in the part of the world. You can see, I forgot the full stop. Because it's so flat in that part of the world, you can see for miles and miles. So if you were perhaps a certain distance away, had a drink, you might mistake them for orange balls of fire. So they actually offer an upper explanation rather than counter-claiming it. The next morning they noticed a shattered turbine visible from the bottom of the parents' garden, and I joked that one of their rockets might have hit it. There we were in the middle of a scoop, and we beaten to it by a red top tabloid. Oh no, competitor newspaper got it. Bell's mother, Bridget, 74, said Bell's husband, Ed Crooks, yeah, he's a real crook, who happens to be the energy editor of the Financial Times, also found, so is a crook and he works for finance. Should be working for a bank. Also found himself beaten to the story. I think the fireworks certainly might explain the lights. Yeah. Adding to, there was absolutely no question fireworks could have caused the catastrophic failure of a turbine. Yeah, firework would bounce off it. For that, the company, because they design it for extreme wind, don't they? 100 miles an hour, I think. And then before they start buckling. Because they do have them in the edge of Florida down there. And the wind coming up. And they do the cyclones, right? But normally they lock them down. When they know there's a big storm coming, they can lock them in place and rotate the blade so the wind doesn't actually spin it. You know how you can rotate the rotors so the airfoil's different. But anyway, absolutely no question fireworks could have caused this, blah blah blah. Okay, almost there. Billionaire journalist, who cares? And that's it. So the next part of the story carries on, where it gets actually investigated. Truth is out there. UFO did not damage giant wind turbine. It was simply a rusty bolt. So it won't scroll down because they got some sort of script on there trying to infect the machine. There we go. Yeah, it will. No, they got something going on. It's probably anti-pop-up, is it? That's one of these ones. You have to load it and then stop it at the right time. There we go. No. It was working the other day. They've done something. Suppose I don't really need to read it. Da, 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 da. normally get around it. But I reckon it's already cached the code, has it? Here we go. Is it going to keep on loading? Oh, there you go. I got it. Oh, yeah, so what's it saying? Claims huge wind turbine was destroyed in a collision with an alien craft was dismissed by a report into the mystery yesterday. The sightings of the light in the sky near the scene in Cornish Home, Lincolnshire, prompted worldwide speculation that the UFO had topped off the 160-foot blade. Would have made a mess of the UFO if it did. Would have sliced the UFO in half, I would have thought. But inquiry made by the Turbine has ruled out any extraterrestrial involvement. And there you go. So if that bolts gave away there, it must have hit the other blade as it was coming around. So it's buckled the second one as well. I bet that's a costly thing. I suppose they cost like $1 million each, these things. So do we need to say anything here? This shows you whereabouts it is on the coast. They always put it near the coast because you get the winds. And of course, people don't like it because they've got the low infrasound, which kind of gives them headaches. Well, some people headaches anyway. I think, is it infrasound or is it ultrasound? High frequencies that the humans don't hear, but it sort of affects you. Meantime, another UFO mystery has been solved. Schoolgirl Georgia Cook told how she saw a strange yellow light moving in the sky. A 12-year-old and her dad Peter witnessed the object moving slightly above their home. However, Di Porter says the Chinese landing was set off on the back garden of her home. Right, there you go. A yellow flame, yellow orange. We watched it go over Keaton Road. So those Chinese landings cause a lot of UFO sightings. We finally bundled through that. I should really use the reader, but and of course we got this other one here, which was someone videoed the wind turbines on a non-windy day, and sometimes it would turn and sometimes it wouldn't, and then they simply overlaid the CGI UFO on it to make it look like it had stopped the blade turning. So we've played this one before from Scott. I'll just zoom in a bit. It's a pretty old video. Goes back to before I even started my channel, so it's a pretty old one, but it was doing the a lot of these ones keep circling around again, so every couple of years they come back up as a new video by the hoaxers because they run out of material, and so they repackage it to try and make money off it again. I'll just mute it there and zoom in, see if we can see the UFO. So you can just see the UFO there flying around the turbine as it stopped, and then it goes fast again. But you notice how it's sort of, there's not enough wind to drive the other turbine, and this one doesn't have enough energy in the wind just to turn it. You can see it sort of goes backwards. It doesn't stop as the UFO gets near it. It goes backwards, see? Because there's not enough wind. Then the wind gets up again. But he stabilizes it and sees how there's a sort of like a jump in the video there, and another one where it's sort of like a bouncing ball. And he says that's kind of looks like it's bad CGI. What they call tracking, bad motion tracking. You can see it sort of bouncing up and down like a ball. I'm not sure what the original video looks like because he hasn't shown it here. But anyway, you see it's not much of a clip. And I think there's another one out there where the blade actually gets bent. I seem to remember it, but I couldn't find it. I'm not sure if you've seen it out there. That's also a CGI one. The drive from would be approximately 8 hours. What are we talking about here? Hello, Kingfish. Mr. What? Antonio. Yeah, that's right. It does look like it's a balloon, but we haven't seen the original video. The video doesn't actually probably do that, probably because he stabilized it. You don't notice it probably on the original video, but when you stabilize it, because obviously it's got shaky camera motion added to it, where someone's filmed the blade. And so once you get rid of that, then you can start to see the errors in the CGI, because they're trying to move it while the camera's moving. So you got to try and keep the object with the camera motion to make it believable, and because the camera's moving while they're trying to add CGI UFO to it, and little mistakes happen, so it ends up bouncing up and down. But if it was like that, yeah, it could easily be a balloon that's passing by, right? Because you can see there's hardly any wind. So, but unfortunately, Scott sometimes doesn't do very good debunks. I don't think he doesn't make believable debunks. He's a debunker, as you know, where he debunks everything. But some of his debunks are not believable enough. You know, like me, I like to go to town on something and prove it beyond doubt. But him, he can see it's tracking, and straight away everybody else must see it as tracking. But it's not the case, right? CGI detection is probably one of the hardest ones to really figure out and prove to people. And I don't think a lot of people do a really good job of it. And he's one of them. Let's see. So we're coming up to Scott anyway. We got the Dream Team now. Has anyone seen Susan? Is Susan around? Looks like JD 80 can do it today anyway, with the side patrolling. I think it was Charles that brought up the Turbine one. He was asking me last live, and I said I'll just recap it today. So we did that now. So this played this video here from the Dream Team. And it's a bit of a joke, really. Metallic bullet UFO, TR3B over neighborhoods. UFO spike. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Phase of moon. Third.
I might just play with this one. Let's make them sound a wee bit more intelligent.
Phase of moon.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins, with another special report. We've got multiple UFOs that we'll be going over tonight. So the first video that was submitted to us via Discord came in from Daniel Whitaker. He says his knees captured something in the night skies, hovering over their neighborhood. We're going to look at it.
You shouldn't talk while you got the background music going.
What they think of it, along with other videos. Buckle up, everybody. It's going to get wild. Now let's roll the video.
Alright, so what is it,
Are you kidding me? You
guys?
can't see that? What the heck is that? How can you not see that?
Maybe it's a bad camera. I can see lights flickering occasionally.
Let's talk about what's in the air right now. What is that, babe? Why are they writing information like that? Carter? Mom, okay, is this true? Carter said that was...
So that's it, is it? 3 lights always form a triangle. There's 3 lights there. Is it Chinese lanterns? The spaces are different. Obviously not drones. There's 3 bright lights here. Could it be lens flare?
So we're looking at the video. Some people are already going to speculate that this could be the infamous TR3B. The panel has begun. Let's just start it up.
Only you frauds would think TR3B.
The first photo that shows the 3 lights.
She sounds better with a deeper voice.
Craft, and I say that because normally the triangular craft that people see, it has a light on each point. I don't know if, this is just one of these objects in the sky, or if it's a few of them that came closer together. But if it's just one object and it has 3 lights on it, I think that's interesting because that could possibly be a triangular craft. I think it's highly likely that our government has this triangular craft, has backwards engineered it, because just the area that I saw it, just from what I've heard, it seems to me that's highly likely that our government has some of these. I mean, they already have triangular jets, triangular almost shaped jets, so I think that's highly likely. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would say these are drones. Just
yes, you don't know why you're even on here.
But who knows? I mean, I can't really say just because it's not a super clear photo. And I don't blame whoever took this. It's nighttime.
Richard, what's your thoughts?
Hey guys, today we've got 2 videos. The first one I want to talk about is the one that's over the neighborhood that shows a series of lights blinking in synchronicity. And then towards the end of this video, they weren't blinking in sync. It's possible this was one craft that just seemed to be
straight away. It's got to be a craft, not 3 different objects.
Which would be very interesting because that happened in 1997 in Phoenix, Arizona, the Phoenix Lights, where there were several lights, 7 to 9 lights that just
but we all know that was flares.
Shaped and flew silently over Phoenix. One of the biggest UFO sightings ever. But anyway, it's amazing to see it, but I have to say it. And I don't want to say it, but it could be drones. It could be drones.
No, it's not.
Didn't hear anything in the video that made me believe it was drones, but it's very possible it could be.
I've never heard him ever say lead balloons in his life.
That's the life of ufology right now. Ufology is drones, balloons, and flares. So, could it be? Yes. Could it be a huge craft just hanging over some city?
It could be a big duck with lights on it. It could be anything crazy that you could dream up.
To everyone else around.
We're not after could-be's, we're after absolute facts, right? So what do you guys think so far of that footage? Pretty crappy, isn't it? Was it day or night when the light was obviously at evening? She is a front. She's to bring in the Generation M's that think she's sexy. Yeah.
Just blinking away. What would be the intentions of this? Nobody knows, but it is interesting.
Yeah, but why have this buffoon on there? Talks out of crap, doesn't he? If you don't know, you shouldn't say anything. Just say you don't know, and there's not enough information. That's the same as MUFON does. They don't speculate. They give you answers. they'll put it into not available NA, not enough information, NI or whatever they have classification for. They'll say unknown if they've gone through everything and ruled out planes and stuff. And all the other one, they'll give a solution.
Like the video, but I don't know what it is. Most likely it could be drones. I hate to say it.
Let's take it out to Arizona right now and go to Doc's scanner. Doc, what's your thoughts on this nighttime footage along with these photographs?
So I've looked at the photos that were submitted to Third Phase of Moon, of these photos and video that were taken in a suburban neighborhood. I like this. I like these videos because it's video and photos. Because the video, of course, it zooms in and out with autofocus, and it's trying to focus in on a street lamp instead of the objects in the sky. So that it's still there. You see it, and she's struggling trying to get it. So God bless her. But the fact that there's photographs that go with this is awesome.
Yeah, but
And
photographs
the
could be
photos
lens flares, we know.
Really dig. They show some like a little cornucopia of flavor of UFOs. You have what looks like
People don't
possibly
send
a
videos
TR-3B.
to these people. Generally aren't legit people, right? They're either really gullible people or they're out to see if they can fake them. Get their names on the screen. So yeah, I don't like how they zoom in there. I'm not sure if we got the original pictures that we can actually look at properly.
And then you have a long row of
Let's just turn that off. I notice there's a light there, light there, light there. Could it be lens flare? Does he zoom in? Does it sort of change with the zoom in? Or is it cropped?
lights, which
Or is that a photograph? And you notice one of the lights is not there now, right? And I notice there's two other lights back here. Right, so what's those two up there? That's the lens flare. That's obviously lens flare that we're looking at. There's the three lights there that she's trying to get. There might even be four lights. It look like even space in there. Could that be the SpaceX? It's too low down, isn't it? The Starlink. So those there are lens flares. So straight away, they're lens flare. Let's just get a snapshot of that. Let's do some proper analysis on it. Because you ain't going to get it from these guys. I guess it's going to be a weekly thing now with these guys. They're just going to generate a load of things for me to analyze because they're not doing it. Of course, we don't know what date or time it is, so we can't actually look on the apps. This girl, because she watches these fraud channels, doesn't know about using Heaven Above app. Just put it up in the sky just to see if there's any Starlink satellites there. This is the problem with watching these fraud UFO channels. And of course, they're not saying what day or time it was. I just find it really frustrating. Alright, so let's resize it. Let's first of all see if we can brighten it. Come on, get over there. Okay, that's kind of interesting now, isn't it? Over brighten stuff. Even that gives us a different perspective. You can see the layers of cloud happening. Or is it smoke in the sky? Definitely a lot of stuff that you didn't see before. Let's do a flip There we go. You can definitely see the clouds there. And what's interesting is it looks like it could be Chinese lanterns, isn't it? Or it could be something on the hilltop there. What one wants is a daytime picture of this location here to see what's over in the back there. Could it be like a roadway? Could that be high mast lights? So that's all the questions we've got to go through. Could it be clouds or mountains? But they do look like they're uneven there, so it sort of discounts it being satellites. So let's just keep on that there. And let's do a thing here. Now that's going to be... Let's see, it normally flips it around, doesn't it? It has to be that one. So it'll be that light there. That light there, right? Why can't we see this one here? Maybe it's too straightforward. Was that taken from a picture or was that taken from the video slide? Just carry on a wee bit. Looks like I've got it all out of sequence here. Was that a slide, a photograph, or was that a frame from the video?
We see in the video pulsating, and they seemed consistent. Helicopters, drones, possibly. If they were helicopters, though, following FAA regulations, they'd have to have, lights flashing, and these don't. They pulsate, and they're white.
Okay, we've got a street lamp there, is
They
it?
don't have the red or blue lights. So the other thing that's compelling is the images that are up
Okay, let's straight away zoom in.
higher above those lights. It's like two little clouds glowing. And I'm going to open this up real quick.
The two lights glowing, is he talking about the lens flare? Is he talking about those? I think he might be. This is why we got experts on third phase of the moon.
Actually, it's more of a square with four. Doesn't look like a triangle, more of a diamond.
Yep, we found out it's actually 4 lights, not 3. So if we go back, we can see there's actually 4 lights. And one of them obviously goes out, which kind of suggests Chinese lanterns or LED lead balloon. So, and it doesn't look like there's any air current there because she's outside filming. We'll go back over it, but I don't think there was any wind noise. Oh, oops, I done the wrong one. Okay, let's zoom into that. And there's the 4 lights, I mean. Could even be a 5th one, I'm not sure what that is. Whatever that's a mountain in the back.
Transparent. It looks like a square cloud with 4 bright lights on each corner. And then another
Okay, so that could be lens flare there.
one that's very faint next to it. Those are
Or it could be more balloons that the camera has detected. So, it's bit hard to tell from them mucking around with the footage.
I'm interested in those too, but yeah, this looks like we got a TR3B, a row of lights, and then this mystery
No
thing
triangle
at the
there
very top.
whatsoever. So that light there, I believe, disappears. If I get rid of the cursor there. This one goes out. That one there goes out, and it leaves the two things at the beginning. And we'll go over it again in a minute.
But what I really do appreciate is that they were able to get it with a camera and get snapshots.
So there's a big sign there.
It's because of all of the light pollution on that street.
Yeah, but what if we get hold of the original video? We better put some real-time filters on it and see what's going on better.
You can't really see stars, so it defines the phenomenon in the sky. So these are really, really cool. I don't know, it could be a drone, but I'm going to count out helicopters or regular aircraft, so we shall see,
Let's move it out to Los Angeles. I want to get your thoughts, Dr. J.
Two things caught my attention. First, the Phoenix Lights, 1997, a large boomerang-shaped craft, and you could see the lights, and some people first thought they were individual craft, and then the people who were
how many views did this get? 25,000, is that all?
Even though the lights are blinking in both the video and in the stills.
So what blinks? Flames inside a Chinese lantern blinks, right? Are they blinking in time or different? As all these questions we need to answer. LED balloons will blink on and off, on and off, on and off. You can have it doing that, and they could all be out of sync, or they could be in time.
TR3B, and TR3B is alleged to
It's not a TR3B. It's a straight line of lights.
Mechanisms, which again comes from reverse engineer technology. So mind-blowing technology, mind-blowing videos, and this is something I look forward to what the public out there has to say.
All right, Frank, what's your thoughts
Definitely not worth getting excited about this chemical.
TR3B? It's pretty cool to have a panel actually go over these UFOs, and everyone's
gonna have... Look at this guy. Oh, wouldn't you just like to get a shaver to that head? Frankenbrent.
Their own different opinion, and that's what's great right here at Third Phase of Moon, getting the word out and actually making...
He's like a punk rock hairstyle from the 1970s, isn't it?
Rounds with their people, the team. My opinion on what this is something maybe connected.
Your opinion's worth shit, Brent.
Craft. If that's a possibility, it's huge. I would measure it the size of a football field, and there's been recent accounts of people actually eyewitnessing UFOs the size of football fields. Is this what we're looking at, or simply could they be dismissed as drones?
All right, let's get
expert panel. Could it be? Could it be? Yes, it could be.
Latest submission coming in. We have permission granted via a YouTube link. Let's just roll the video.
Okay, they're on to the next one already, but we'll come back to that one. And let's just go over this one again. Have we got any original footage? Because these guys are just making a right hack job of it. Here we go. I've got soon going in too far. So which one have we got? Is that the one? I think that's going to be the second one, isn't it? It is. Don't waste of time. Although we probably should watch that.
Hovering over their neighborhood.
Okay, so we got no link to the first one, is it? Just self-promotions. Dear, oh dear. What the one we want is no link. Yeah, let's see. We have to put up with their crap, unfortunately. Let's just slow it down and see if we can spot anything. I don't think it's worth spending much time on if we haven't got the information right. I'll just make it bigger. Oh, I forgot to get rid of this stupid music. Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, we can't brighten it like we would do if it was a video for VLC. So where are we gone? There we go. Sign again. Street lamp out of focus. There's the lights. That's terrible, isn't it? So we can brighten that. Even if they did brighten it themselves, we can see it wasn't a TR3. We'll be able to see the four lights quite easily. They do it on purpose. Clickbait title, so you've got TR3B when it's not. It looks like it's blinking off like Chinese lanterns. I bet it is Chinese lanterns. There we go. That one's going up the highest. The camera's not picking it up very well. We're just out of range of its photocell capability, right? And when they're the brightest, it looks like they're blinking when they're probably not. When it detects them. It's going to be a camera artifact, I reckon. There we go. Might have to take some more snapshots. Maybe I got the wrong light. Maybe it's the first two that went out, right? So I'm not too sure what stage this comes in at. To me, that looks like it's going to be lens flare. Some lights over the side here. And the other lights are probably faded out. But it's possible the lights went from a line into a triangle shape because they floated upwards, right? It's got to be Chinese lanterns. If that's a full photograph, we should be able to get a snapshot of it. There we go. It's a different angle, isn't it? Or is it? Because the house lights were down here. Alright, so they're closer together. Can't see the third one. And that one there. So that's got to be a photograph, surely. Okay, let's just get a snap of that one. It looks like it's going up on an angle here. It's definitely got to be Chinese lanterns. It's going up on a slope. And let's see, let's put it through the editor. Am I still sounding alright? I thought I noticed. Well, I noticed some crackle. Let me know if it starts crackling. Looks like it's alright here. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. Maybe that other light's there, we just can't quite see it. Apply the same filter as last time. And it's definitely there. Okay. And on this angle, we can see now that it doesn't look like a mountain range. It looks like it's different clouds. Different layers of clouds happening. Reflected in different brightness of light. You got light pollution at that level here from the street lamps, which is the purple. And then you got city lights maybe illuminating the clouds further on. And then you got the regular clouds, you got regular no clouds where the lights are. And then you got high altitude clouds here, which are getting less light. And looks like it's even slightly different white color here. And you can see here these are going up on an angle. So that's so I'll do that a bit better. That one there. That one to there. Definitely not a straight line. And looks like it's slowly going upwards. So it doesn't mean the air current's picking up here, and eventually these ones catch up with these ones and they form a triangle, and one of them actually burns out. Let's see, well, there's a picture there of the triangle. Let's just go back a bit. Where was it again? There. So just grab that, let's have a look. Although it's been clipped already, we might be able to pick up something from it. What's cut off the edge of the picture can make a difference. Obviously because of lens flare. So, won't spend much more time on this because I think it's pretty conclusive. That's got to be lead balloons or with a flashing blinker on it, or most likely Chinese lanterns. But certainly not UFOs, because they didn't do anything amazing. They didn't simply go downwards, upwards, they didn't go left and right, they just simply floated along. Okay, so let's run the same filter again. And there's different light pollution. There's a tree there. Could be another tree there, but it's hard to know. It could be just the cloud being lit up different whiteness. But certainly that looks like a tree there. And again, you can see the whites are different. So if we compare it back to the other ones as bases, that was using the same filter. They're obviously not as bright. And that one, get rid of that again. So that obviously was the brightest. And those two are bright, where the other one's faded. So yeah, it's got to be lanterns of some sort, right? I think we'll leave it there. And we haven't got the proper footage to analyze. It would have been good to hear what Dave Scott had said on this one. I don't think he's on there. No, he wasn't on the first one, was he? Be interested to see if he had some common sense to it. But Goofon reckons there drones. Wonder how long he spent looking at it. What a dick. On to the next one. Where was it? Can you answer Susan's question? Yeah, in a minute. Hang on. When I'm sort of in a thinking mode rather than the chat mode, it takes me a little while to switch. So Charles is with me, not UFOs. Okay, what did Susan ask? Do you know if there was film near any government bases. Well, that's the problem. We don't have any information, do we? We haven't even got a link to a Facebook or whatever they got it from. So we could ask you questions like they should be asking. They should be asking for more information. So apparently she sent an audio thing describing it a bit better to MUFON. He played it on his live stream yesterday. But again, it doesn't answer any of the questions. Yeah, so if you want my attention, you've got to put the the out there channel, and when I notice that, I will normally answer. But apart from that, you can see, to me, it's looking like a 2-point font, unless I zoom in, and I can't really see much going on. But I probably should just scroll up a wee bit and just check what's going on here. The brothers have webbed fingers. Well, I don't know what they've got, but they've certainly got the bullshit under control. They could probably sell ice to Eskimos, right? I suppose that's a non-PC term now, isn't it? Have stopped chemtrails and UFO incursions with prayer. Okay. Are you scared or just going with it? Who's scared? Yeah, there's a lot of chat there. I ain't got time to go through it. Sorry, work out what you're saying there, but yeah, Susan normally does that too, Charles. Thanks for doing that. So let's look at the next one. Alright, I muted them. I got it slow.
Fields, is this what we're looking at, or simply could they be dismissed as drones? Alright,
no,
let's get to our latest
we can
submission.
dismiss them as drones,
We
yes.
have permission granted via a YouTube link. Let's just roll the video.
Great filming. Keep it steady, guy. Keep it steady. That's it. Oh, no. Lean against the tree.
Was a bit shaky, but I was able to manage to stabilize it and get a little closer look at it. What the heck is this? I'm going to get to the panel and get their thoughts. We're just going to start it off in Arizona. Doc.
As soon as I saw that, I thought hot air balloon. Because I know they do lots of crazy shapes. So we'll see what these zombies have to say.
Now, this daytime video is pretty cool. It's a 52-second video, but unfortunately we only see in the first 12 seconds this object in the sky.
Why is that?
Seems to be hovering there. And you can see features. Kind of like, what was it? The Nazi bell. Or yeah. I'm sure
Nothing like the Nazi bell.
It looks like a bell or a milk canister kind of.
Yeah, it looks like a milk canister. That's probably what it is.
Quite compelling. I wish they stayed on it a little bit longer. But, you know, it's just a really cool
probably
video.
some advertising balloon, maybe. Or a hot air balloon that's advertising. Looks like it might even be tethered. Can't quite see the cable. Could it be advertising balloon for some sort of milk flavor? These guys in America would know. It looks very similar to our milk cartons. A little hole in the side, but we'll have a good look at it.
We had more footage of it. We could zoom in. Because it's a daytime video. Now, it doesn't look like a flying saucer. I will say...
Yeah, but it's a crappy camera.
Even though it doesn't look like...
If you had like 100 times zoom, like a P1000, you'd know about it, identify it straight away, wouldn't you?
Like a flying saucer, it looks like the teacup that would go on the flying saucer. So, you know, if you turn it upside down. So, I've seen...
These guys are not telling you the
One or
truth.
two other videos of an object similar to this in the past.
I'd have to go through and search for it, but very similar.
You could do it
Those
live.
were
You could search
very,
on
very
it
similar.
live,
This one
mate,
I was
like
paying
I do.
attention for just that, and it didn't. It was very, very still. Could it be a tied down balloon for, a
They
commercial
know what it
thing,
is.
or could it be
Advertising
something
balloon,
that
come
we're
on.
not familiar with yet? Don't know.
So after analyzing the video just a little
So
closer,
don't know
I'm
at the end of the
realizing that
day.
this object isn't tethered down whatsoever. It's moving on its own free will, a little
Doesn't
from
mean it's
left
not
to
tethered
right.
down. It might be on a long cord, or they might be moving it around on the back of a car or something, you know.
What is this?
It reminds me of a 1990s film that was very popular. Not film, not movie. I'm talking about E.T. Craft, alleged E.T. Craft found on
God,
footage.
more garbage coming
And
out.
it's the same shape. It is just like a steel garbage can. The interesting thing was, in the 90s footage, they counter-rotated and also touched the water. If I was to guess what this is,
So what is that one? That's obviously going to be a balloon, that one, isn't it? Right.
I would think this is possibly an extraterrestrial drone. I don't think it's something that we have now, unless we, of course, are using...
These guys' reputations should be mud.
technology, or
It
we
really
found a
should
way
be.
to
Why
break
they
through
should lose their
gravity.
businesses overnight after all this.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I have no clue.
Here's the redhead.
This
I don't know what
this
it
is
is.
really weird. Really,
Oh, it's really weird.
And I wish the camera person would have kept the camera on this.
That's why you do slow
Now that I
motion
think about
then.
it, if I saw something this weird in the sky, I probably wouldn't be able to keep the camera still either. So I don't blame whoever.
Her volume's not as loud.
I cannot explain what this. I mean, it looks like something hovering
Wish they equalised the audio out
in the
better.
air. Sort of.
But she ain't
It's
saying
sort of
anything
tube
useful
shaped,
anyway.
You know, so.
So I'm just trying to wonder if that's a hole where the handle is, simulating the handle, or is it just a reflection? But even there, we can zoom in, which they're not doing. They're not zooming in. Kind of looks like a bottle, doesn't it? It's got the... It looks like some type of energy drink container. Alright. Don't know if we can get any closer. And is that a handle with a hole in it with the sky coming through? Or is that just a reflection of a white label? It's a bit hard to tell, but you can see it's sort of got dimensions as a bottle. And it looks like it's got a rim at the bottom. And it looks like it's got some sort of cap. And it looks like it's got some sort of thing on the bottom corner there. Which could be where it's being tethered down. It's got to be like an advertising balloon. Can't quite see a thing underneath, but if it's a big hot air balloon, the basket underneath is only going to be like 3 to 5 pixels big underneath. It's going to be very hard to see it. But that does look like, let's get my cursor back. Don't know if it's a basket. Could be a hint of a basket there, couldn't there? Smack in the middle there. It's just that the camera's not detecting it. There's a few dark pixels there, see? Although, I don't think so. I think that's just compression artifacts. But you can see the corner there seems to have something coming down, like it's like a tag of some kind where you tie the rope on. So the rope would be going this direction. Oh, I've lost it. Oh, where's it gone? Meow. Oh, there's a tree. I have to zoom out again, aren't I? Zoom out again. Where did I go to? Oh, there it is. So if I can get the cursor back, hang on. If I go in too far, the cursor goes off screen. There it is. Okay. See, there's the tag I'm talking about. Looks like there could be possibly a cable coming down this way. Green bottle of some kind. I wonder if we can snap that one. Maybe I should go downwards a wee bit just in case so we can see the cable. I think it's possibly an advertising balloon. What are these guys saying? Large balloon, you reckon? A large balloon, but like a hot air balloon or advertising balloon? Which one? It's one or the other. It's not a UFO, obviously. I wonder if we can find the correct thing from searching. It'd be very hard to do on Google, but if you could search on it, you might be able to find one that's a real close match. So let's apply some filters to it. Brightness won't do us any good. So we're going to have to do some color swapping. And can we see any cables? That's the question. Nothing's popping out, but you know cables are really hard to see. Definitely looks like a three-dimensional just by the lighting. How we're flipping the colours of the shades, different shades of green, whatever it was. I'll just go around. You never know what colour swap will pop out. I don't think that's a handle. I think that's a reflection. In fact, there it looks like a mouth and two eyes, doesn't it? It kind of looks like a bottle with a face on it. But yeah, I would have thought there would have been a cable coming out this way, but not seeing anything. It looks to me like there could be a cable going straight down. Actually, looks like there's some sort of pattern forming down this way. The different color blocks are sort of hitting against something here and there. That seems to go in a straight line. We're looking at the pixel level now. That's the problem. All the different color blues, something like a clear line is diffracting the light slightly, changing the color blue. Could be a line coming down there. But yeah, it kind of looks like a bottle, doesn't it? So let's just stop it there for the time being and do an enhancement. Sharpen it. I don't know why they don't do it on this show. And why they put it through filters and actually come across as credible ufologists by saying, oh yeah, definitely looks like a advertising balloon. Because it's probably easy just to have a lot of talking heads on it and talking absolutely nonsense rather than spending hours analysing it. Okay, so now we're starting to see some features in the sharpening. So that the whole picture's out of focus. The object's out of focus. The trees are probably in focus, probably. But you can see now, if we draw around it, you can see here the ridge that I'm talking about. What colour? You see here, looks like a bottle. Like, you know, you get the little rim at the bottom of the bottle there. I don't know if that's a label or a handle. It's still really hard to tell. Definitely looks like a bottle cap up the top here. You know, that looks like a bottle cap there. Kind of does look like a handle there. Still. But because we got compression artifacts where it's gone white, we're not actually seeing if it's sky through a hole there. That's the problem. It just isn't zoomed in just enough to be able to eliminate things. Bad quality filming, of course. But it does look like it's going out here on an angle on the side, which kind of looks like a little handle going out. So we're looking for some sort of brand that's got a little hole carry handle on it. And I don't know if we can find anything on that. So you want a bottle, kind of looks like it's going to be green. Milk. Could it be energy drink? Kind of looks like a milk bottle though. USA. Oh, I got green. Do they have a green coloured bottle over there? Advertising some sort of brand of milk. Let's have a look. So there's a green one here. Mint. So there's the handle on these ones here. Kind of does look like a milk bottle. But is that USA or is that New Zealand? France. So they got similar to us then. We have similar bottles in New Zealand. Yep, I don't know. What's that one? True Moo. Could it be True Moo advertising? Looks like a skinnier bottle than normal. Looks too long though. Looks too long. What else we got? That one's got a bigger handle, but it's too long as well. And that one looks too long as well. But it's getting closer, you know. All these different brands. Of course, then it might be like a product that's been brought into America from overseas, and it might not be like a regular thing. See, that one there is too wide. I don't know. Be good if we could pin it, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We can just say good enough that it's some sort of plastic bottle advertising balloon. blow up advertising. Could it be some form of energy drink? But they're normally tall, skinny tins, not plastic thing. What are these guys saying? I'm impressed. Well done. It's important to do that, yeah. Thanks, mate. Susan Flat Flask. If you have sips. I'm not sure if I've seen a flask, as you're saying. America has a lot more stuff than what we do in New Zealand, so. Flying Flask. Never heard of it. Is it a brand, or are you just saying that? Flying Flask. If my eyes will play ball. It does sort of have that shape to it, doesn't it? But the lid looks too small there. Could it be some... like a perfume bottle, maybe? But strange. Very strange. It's going to be some bottle of some kind, anyway. So we're looking for like a hot air balloon. There's one possible, but in the enhancement we didn't really get any basket. You can see, if I go back, get rid of that drawing. It kind of looks like a blow up thing, because you can see here, it looks very uneven around the sides, like it's like a material rather than a true plastic bottle. But if it's a brand, wouldn't there be some writing on it though? Let's color it again. I don't think there's any basket underneath. Sometimes there's a hint of a black thing underneath, but I think we're just getting artifact. And you can see there when we brighten it down, does look like a handle of some sort there though, doesn't it? What could it be? Could it be some sort of coffee mug that's sold at a coffee shop? Someone will know. You can see the reflection, how the light's reflecting off it. You can see it's obviously got to be a cylinder shape to it. Certainly no basket, so it's got to be an advertising balloon. Could it be some... Look, the cap here seems to have like a little dip down, like it's got like a spray thing. Could it be some perfume? That's very annoying. We're so close. We're so close to solving it. But anyway, definitely not UFO, unless they're taking the piss, you know. Or we'll just put up a perfume bottle, and they'll think it's a perfume bottle. Yeah, right. Hot air balloon. Bottle. Okay, we're going to get a few of these. So we've got a champagne. It's definitely not that one. That one here is the closest one so far. You can see the basket underneath. But, yeah, I don't think there's any basket there. We'll just keep looking. Cola, no. Beer. Well, it's got the sort of the bevel at the bottom. Corona. What's that one? It's too skinny. I don't think it's that one. Another strange shaped bottle there. It's definitely not that one. What's that one? I just saw a fire extinguisher, is it? Fire extinguisher balloon. Crazy, huh? Yay. I don't think it's a hot air balloon. That's a solar tube balloon, which Tyler likes putting up his triangle craft. Coca-Cola again. Beer. No, I don't think it's a hot air balloon. Alright, so here you go. See, yeah, it's got the funny shape on it. Funny mouthpiece, maybe, for drinking. Yeah. Anyway, you'd probably go after the show and you'll probably come across it and you'll say, I know what it is. We figured it out 100%. And there's a square bottle. It's amazing what shapes they can make in hot air balloons, right? Any shape they can think of, really. And Tyler's put those up in the past as well, right? Yeah. Okay, let's try advertising balloons. So this is what takes all the time. Hot air balloon, advertising balloon. Of course, if it's a new brand, we ain't going to have any pictures of it, are we? Okay, so these are advertising balloons, right? Helium. You can see they're quite big. Varying sizes. Cola. Well, ones with little handles if we can find any. And maybe a funny top on it. Sort of dips in like a spray bottle. That's what we want. Don't think it's a can. Yeah, so there's a lot of advertising bottles, as you can see, right? See, that one's getting closer to it. It's got the curvy bits, but it hasn't got the handle. Could it be an oil thing? That's a possibility. Could it be advertising a petrol station or gas station, as you call it over there? And it could have a handle there, because normally they have little handles because they get slippery sometimes. So let's just keep on going. But probably have to give in. This run starting to get less and less now. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Interesting. Don't think it's the right shape, but it's getting closer to what we're after. And look, it's got something down here in the corner as well. A little hole, a little bit hanging down. Golden cola inflatable bottle. Here we go, we got a green one here. 40-foot inflatable giant bottle bell. The rest of it. Oh yeah, the cap's too far off this way, so it can't be that one. You can spend all day looking at these, I think. Here's one with the lid too far over. No, we're not going to be able to solve it, unfortunately. I could copy it then and overlay it image, and we could do an exact match then. I bet the guy knew it was on a gas station or something, right? Or a health shop. It might be some sort of one of those special drinks you can get from fruit. They're meant to give you health properties. And it might be like a litre bottle or 2 litre bottle, I suppose. I don't know what you call them over there. Gallons. Gallon bottles. Pints. No. It's a shame. What else can we type in? We could try handle, maybe. Advertising bottle. Could try milk. Let's try that one again. None of those so far. It's not looking promising. There's one. No. Alright, so what else can we try? Handle. Probably should try a green bottle. Maybe that'll limit down to. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It could be a drink bottle. Could be a gym. Could be advertising a gym. Advertising balloon. They have their own special bottle. See, these have got funny tops on, you see. The pop out drink straw. It's going to be something like that. I just feel it. That one's got a handle. But not the right kind. It's right on the top. No go, no go. That's it. I think we're done. Hey, we tried it better than those guys anyway. Let's see, we go back to the original footage. Maybe there's something extra there. 52 seconds. Okay, I can see some buildings behind the trees. Near the coast, is it? Why would he spin around that far? Okay, going back a long way. I noticed he had a Coke bottle there. Could it be a simple hoax, maybe? Could he be dangling a bottle on a fishing line off a balcony there? Yeah. Yeah, most of it's garbage, but Out of focus. That's one thing I haven't thought about, whether it could be on a fishing line. Hank dangling off the screen here. Why would it be so small though? See, if that was a UFO, you wouldn't... would you spin your camera around like that? You know what I mean? I think you might zoom up and down, maybe slightly left and right, but you'd keep the UFO in focus. And then when the UFO disbands, then you would do a rotation. So what kind of netting is this? So to me, they weren't really interested in the UFO. They were just doing some scenic viewing by the looks of it. Looks like some sort of net here on the balcony. It's on a balcony. Stop. I don't know, why would you want nets up there? Now, something here. I think I saw a Coke bottle there. Strange angle. So why didn't they show the full footage, you know? Because that sort of adds to it. Makes it highly suspect. You don't see the UFO disappear. Obviously it's not a UFO. What utter rubbish, you know? Okay, so let's have a read of the comments. Okay, what are these guys saying? Anyway, we'll just close that one down for the time being. See, God knows how long I spent on that one. We're a bit more clued up than other people though. Yeah, so what do we got here? The tree looks clear, yeah. But they didn't focus on the bottle, did they? Yeah, it doesn't look up. Bottle hanging from a crane off on a roof. No, if it's going to be like a simple hoax, it's going to be a simple hoax. But to me, it looks like it's just some guy filming a scenic view there, rather than interested in the UFO. Which tells me he knows what it is, because you'd just keep on filming until it disappeared, right? A chap fire extinguisher blue. Oh, you're talking about one of the other ones we're looking at, was it? Oh well, on with the next one, I guess. Do we listen to the rest of what these clowns were saying? The Dream Team.
Or what kind of crap could possibly look like that? I've definitely never seen a drone that looks like that.
Alright, got the deep voice on.
Like there's something on the side here. That's why I say it kind of almost makes me think of like a gallon jug of water. I mean, it's weird how it's just hanging in the sky like that.
So, one of them said it could be a milk carton.
I mean, I want to know how long.
One of them said it looks like a water bottle.
I mean, what
so why haven't they connected advertising blue?
Weird. To me, all I can write this off as is a glitch in the Matrix.
A what? A glitch in the Matrix. Nah, she's the expert.
Alright, so this second video I am not going to be as generous with this one as I am with the first one because I definitely think it's a hoax. I don't like the way the cameraman doesn't speak during the entire thing. What language it's in, it doesn't matter. There should be narrating. Takes the camera, moves it to the left, shakes a lot, there's some blurring going on. It's the typical, look at me, I can make a hoax video. That's what I feel. Now, if it's real, it would be extremely cool to see this video get the publicity it deserves, but to be honest with you, I'm not quite so sure. It's sitting in the same spot for a very long time, but the cameraman in a historic event moves the camera away many times. I think it's just somebody showing off their skills. That's it. I have nothing else to say. I think it's garbage. That's just me. I could be wrong. There are UFOs where they look fake. It could be real, but I'm not taking any chances because there's no historic value with it. Nobody's focusing in on it like they should, and there's no narrating telling
He's
us
seeing the
anything
full
about
footage.
What they're seeing.
Don't
So
forget.
I call BS on this one.
You know, I just want to throw my 2 cents in on this one really quick before we get to Brent's opinion on this video. When I'm looking at it, I could tell, in my opinion, getting a little closer and doing the analyzation and enhancing it, I'm not seeing any deception whatsoever. I can't say the cameraman needs a little
The guy
bit of
knows what he was
schooling on
filming.
how to
He didn't
operate
hoax
a
it
camera.
as such, but he
you
was
know, not everybody's Spielberg out there.
obviously
He
sent it
was
into these
probably surprised,
clowns
saw
as a
something,
hoax.
and you know, it's always a good idea to get different angles from left to right, up and down, just to show that the object is there. We're getting scale and we're getting reference. You know, there's a lot of amateur camera people out there, and some people are just pointing the camera at the object, not even focusing on the camera themselves, just kind of focusing on the object and then pointing their camera in a direction and not even paying attention whether they're shaking or not. Again, everybody has their own opinion, but I'm laying it down and I want to get your thoughts, everybody in the chat. Is this video...
This is an advertising balloon that's being pulled down this direction, I noticed. It gets closer to this tree. They're winding it down at the end of the night. Or it still could be a hot air balloon that's coming down. There's only 2 possibilities. And this guy filming knows what it is. But he sent it into these 2 clowns. Or the Dream Team, to try and see if he could fool them. So how many views has he got on this? Quite a lot. He's going to get more views than I am. And look, he's classed it as a UFO. Can I use it for my channel? Movie 777. And also security. Don't tell me he's coming back now. Aha, there you go. That's why we couldn't identify it. It's not in America. And Goofon said we didn't know what the location was, so this guy's just told him. So it'll be some Switzerland brand or bottle. Oh, well, it's too late now to do a search on it, but that's why we're not recognising it. Why did you move the camera? UFO interest 2 days ago. Reckons it's a hot air balloon. Maybe. It had to be a hot air balloon because it was coming down on an angle. My mother who filmed. Oh God. She took it to show the children. So this is why you need the original links to these guys that are promoting it as UFO. So these guys admit it could be a hot air balloon. This guy was clickbaiting us. 22. What location? We're now at Switzerland. And we actually got date and time now. Shame we can't get that on the first one, because that would have helped us out a bit. Hot air balloon coming down. You can see how still it is there, right? And it's near the coast. So, if it crashed into the sea, it probably makes sense, because normally they fly over big flat terrain, don't they, like Africa and stuff like that, because they're really worried about winds picking up. So they normally launch it at like 4 in the morning, so they've got to be coming back down before the winds pick up early in the morning, right? Kind of makes sense as hot air balloon. But anyway, we'll move on. I think it's busted.
Genuine.
I don't know if Scott's put up something. We got him here. Let's see if he's put up something 2 days ago. He might actually have the actual hot air balloon pinned. He's got a team of debunkers, you see. So they're all looking at it. So, is that it? What's that one? I just want the balloon one. A bug. Yep, just a fly. Okay. So he hasn't got the balloon one up, has he? Yet he's posted a comment. So if he knows it's a balloon, he would know exactly what balloon it is. Maybe he doesn't, because he can't really nail it down. He knows it's a balloon, but he can't find it. No. He hasn't got anything there, but we'll go through his ones next. What else? So they're probably putting up something else while we're talking, aren't they? Always happens. As soon as I finish up, there's something new up. Let's just reload it here. Okay, so the DNA one I debunked last time. And the banner plane we debunked before then. So this must be the new one here. Hidden Pentagon UFO. So what are they talking about?
Phase of moon.
Third phase moon, the most wild month ever. Right here, we have an incredible episode for you. It's a special. We're breaking down the whole entire month right here at Third Phase Moon in regards to Marco Rubio's statements and to what the president reacts to it.
Boring.
We've got Bob Lazar's reaction to the incredible news, the New York Times, and everything else. Buckle up, everybody. This is a...
What's off-world mean? Means space, doesn't it? Not made by human hands. Robots. So are they making objects in space with robots, and one of them entered the atmosphere, so they've got an off-world vehicle? Doesn't say anything about aliens.
A wild ride. Share this link. Let's roll this. Just yesterday, we had an interview conducted by Jim DeFetti, an investigative journalist who asked Senator Marco Rubio in regards to the UFO phenomenon and the threat behind it. Is there a national security issue? Now listen to this clip that was just stated by Marco Rubio.
We have things flying over our military bases and places where we're conducting military exercises, and we don't know what it is, and it isn't ours. So that's a legitimate question to ask. I would say that, frankly, that if it's something of outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some technological leap on behalf of the Chinese or the Russians or some other adversary.
We got more astonishing statements coming in from the senator himself, but let's get to Dr. Michael Salla and get to his thoughts on what Marco Rubio just said last night.
Marco Rubio's comments are really interesting. He's a member of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, and we know that his committee has received classified reports by different members of the intelligence community that there are these unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFOs, that have been sighted flying over military testing grounds and also military bases. That's actually quite new. We didn't know that, but now he's revealed.
No, we knew that, didn't we? We've done various cases with Robert on, and we knew about UFOs flying over bases and nuclear places, nuclear silos and whatnot.
Feel that these UFOs that people are familiar with from the Navy videos of these UFOs flying near testing facilities, that they've also been sighted over military bases recently. So that's a new admission by Rubio. But the important takeaway from his video is that he's saying that the military doesn't know what they are, but that they suspect that these are breakthrough technologies developed by China or Russia.
But the bottom line is, if there are things flying over your military bases and you don't know what they are because they're not yours, and they exhibit potentially technologies that you don't have at your own disposal, that to me is a national security risk, and one that we should be looking into.
Incredible insight coming in from Michael Salla, but let's get to our correspondent out there in Arizona, Richard Giordano from Goof On Radio.
There's no insight there. It's just same old stuff again.
What do you got?
Marco Rubio and the Senate Select Committee of Intelligence on Intelligence is, what are they going to try to get the Pentagon to release the information on the UAPs that are flying over our airspace and are a possible threat? And Marco Rubio is going to try to bring this to light and trying to get the truth out about what's being flown over our airspace. And this isn't something, just here, it's worldwide, but he hopes it's aliens instead of our adversaries, China, Russia, anybody else who hates us. We hope it's not them, and most likely it isn't, which is why I find this rather interesting.
You can't say that.
At this time, before an election, Marco Rubio all of a sudden wants to be a part of ufology in one way or the other. I don't know about his past and UFO.
So, what if a UFO crashed in Russia, right? Maybe that big explosion that they had over top back in the 1800s was actually a crashed UFO. Maybe they now reversed engineered some of it, and maybe these secret weapons are Russian technology but reversed from alien technology. So people don't suggest that, right? And you could say, well, why hasn't Russia taken over the world? Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they just want to carry on as normal and find out about what America's doing. Who knows? Maybe they're working with aliens and America's not.
UFOs. I didn't find anything that he saw a UFO or cared so much about them that he wrote a book about UFOs or anything on the phenomena. I just think it's a political ploy. How many votes is he going to get for this? I don't know.
There is someone flying in the airspace that no one else is allowed to fly in, and we don't know who it is, and it isn't something we have. We need to know what that is. I mean, that's in my mind. I mean, I don't understand why we wouldn't want to know what it is.
Need to
Maybe
know.
there's a completely sort of boring explanation for it, but we need to find out.
Now let's get to correspondent Kyle from UFO Proof, traveling across the country. He's got some
Is he? Is he traveling, or is he running away from the court system of Arizona?
Insight in regards to what the senator said. Kyle, what do you got?
I would like to say that it is interesting to hear Marco Rubio discuss UFOs.
Are you on a
being
run
Republican
again,
senator.
UFO proof?
Also, considering that the
We're
first
seeing
senator
your
that actually
court
come out with
records.
it, I believe, was Harry Reid, a Democrat from Nevada, and he got into it back when he was a congressman in Nevada, and it was against George.
Yeah, great video. Yeah, I just can't stand watching this guy. I know he's a 2-time felon, selling stolen goods. And of course, maybe he's on the run again, so he doesn't get a 2-year jail term from Arizona. So where's he going to live now? Because he can't go back to his original location. Vermont, wasn't it? So yeah, I suppose you got 50 other states you can go and live in.
Knapp, who started discussing this stuff with him during the whole Bob Lazar incident. That's how far back it goes. But that's how long he's.
Looks like he's getting skinnier and skinnier, so he's not eating right. Probably doing the old meth again.
Been interested in UFOs, and you know, it's really sad that it's, you know, he had to conceal it for so long, and even now Marco Rubio, you know, can't even completely come out and say,
all right, okay,
yeah,
Charles, good for joining us anyway.
He investigated. He still has to hold himself back because of the stigma attached to it. Even if he's calling it a UAP,
we've got another show tomorrow
UFO,
with Robert.
the stigma
UFO
attached
cases
to it dictates that he can't just come out.
We might even be able to get Earl join us at some stage. So he's thinking about it. Oh, that would be good. He can chip in his opinions on the UFO cases as well. We'll see how it develops.
Yeah, I believe in this phenomenon that's happening, even though it clearly is happening. I mean, it's obviously on videotape, and how can you ignore it?
That's really what we're asking about, and we're asking them to make public as much as possible that information. None of that really fits into the mold of classified per se, because it's a phenomenon. It's unexplained. You know, I just want to know what it is, and if we can't determine what it is, then that's a fact point we need to take into account. I wouldn't venture to speculate beyond that.
Now, let's get to Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio. Incredible insight from the senator. It's interesting to see a senator kind of step up to the plate, ask the big question. He wants to find out what's going on in our skies. What do you got, Dave?
What does Marco Rubio actually know about UAPs or UFOs? This is very interesting because we got to go back 1 year where Mark Warner had asked the United States Navy to conduct a interview with the Intelligence Committee trying to figure out what these unidentified aerial phenomena were. Now, rumor has it that coming out of that meeting, the senators that were in there, including Rubio, were a little freaked out to find out that these unidentified aerial phenomena were actually encroaching on U.S. airspace and military space as well. So, I mean, this goes much further than what we've seen with the United States Navy and the USS Nimitz videos, the Tic Tac, the Go Fast, and the gimbal film. So it gets really interesting on what he's trying to get at. Personally, I don't like the threat phenomena, and I'll tell you why. We don't know what it is. We're always, as human beings, ready to call something a threat when we do not know what it is. Now, if you take the statistics of Dr. Edgar Mitchell's free experiencers, they will tell you that 84% of all people who have some sort of ET contact have had positive contact. That leaves 16% for those who are undecided and those who have had very negative contact. Now, I'm not saying things that are bad don't happen. Okay, it's just like on this planet. Not all people are good. However, we have to get out of this threat phenomena.
We got Brett Cousins here with us, and he's got some insight in regards to what the senator said and what's going on in our skies. Brett, take it away.
We got to give it up to Senator Rubio for coming forward. One of the senators that actually has the guts to talk about the UFO phenomenon happening around the world. If all our congressmen and senators came together, I think we'd have the truth by the end of the year, but certainly that's not going to happen. What's really happening with the national security issues.
Yeah, so this is going to go on for hours. Talking about the same crap, is it? Looks like it.
The mainstream media are going to be digging
today, and we're also going to get to
happening at all was the weirdest.
Bob Lazar, he's just a liar. He's trying to say he's validated, but he's not. Because the retracted thing said the quote was not misquoted, but misrepresented. And off-world doesn't mean... they didn't say from another world. They said off-world, which means it's in space. Off-world vehicle, so it could be space junk. Not made by human hands was another comment by someone else. I think it was Eric Davis, was it? Adding into the other comment, the other quote, which then makes it a bit more misinforming. It's just his opinion, but it's not coming from the government again. If the government said they had off-world technology from another world, I think that's pretty clear then. But the government hasn't said that.
This part. Look, it's been 30 years, and all of a sudden
he has asked that his idea
is kind of opening people's minds to the ideas of spacefaring civilizations, and I think at this point in time we're much more ready to start being disclosed this information. So
how long we had it for? And number 3, are we using the technology today that this craft has? Is it a craft, or is it just parts of a craft? And I wonder if what Bob Lazar said is true, that one of the crafts at S4 was actually dug up from an archaeological dig.
So it's absolute nonsense, really, isn't it? We've looked at S4 location. This documented paperwork say that the radiation level where Bob Lazar said where S4 is kills humans, because they used to do some nuclear testing there on that side of the mountain. Probably underground explosions, probably. That's why they got a lot of these holes in the ground around the desert there, because they used to use it for a lot of experimental explosives. And of course they would have put some shafts down to analyze the radiation decay rates and stuff like that, right? And of course we've done the Bob Lazar body language a couple of live streams back, and yeah, these guys just seem to want to keep plugging the same rubbish. Anyway, I'm sort of done with these guys now. Till next time, I guess. Till next weekend. So what do we got here? Scott C. Warren. He's the worst in the field at the moment, I think. What a bell end. Yeah, so here's how the hoax promoter Scott C. Warren presented the MUFON case number, which we didn't get to. Video source. According to him, it's an incredible footage showing 5 UFOs seen during sunset over Pennsylvania. Nope, these are jet contrails. Okay. Let's have a look.
Hey guys, this is Scott of ET Database. I have something in from MUFON today. It's from Laurel Run, Pennsylvania, and it came in July 24th, just a few days ago. And look at this. This is 5 objects in the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go back to that in just
Very
a
hard
second,
to see.
I want to show you a close-up. The person said I was
Right,
driving
now we can see.
northeast Pennsylvania, headed northwest at around sunset at 8:30 p.m. Wow, that's late. Observed unknown.
Oh, right, you can see the plane contrails. So that one's got like a fish fork to it there at the top
Pretty
here.
amazing, guys. That is pretty amazing. and the trail just doesn't look like a jet
Here
to
we
me.
go.
It looks like it's something
Oh, you can
coming
see that's a
into our
plane.
atmosphere. 5 objects coming into our
And they're not
atmosphere
going upwards, they're
all
actually flying
together,
horizontal.
kind of like a team watching out for each other. That's a little strange to me, but it is kind of awesome too at the same time. Now if I zoom over right here, you can see 1, 2, 3.
That's not zooming, mate.
I don't see the 5th one, but the eyewitness
All
saw it,
coming from the
and it
airport and
probably
all
didn't fit
hitting the
in with the
airstream
others,
where it's
but I'm
cold and
pretty
creating
sure
contrails.
they did see it. So that's pretty amazing. And seeing UFOs during sunset is one of the most popular times, one of the most frequently reported times for seeing UFOs for some reason. And it's just unquestionably incredible. This is absolutely incredible. It looks like UFOs to me coming into the atmosphere.
Seem to be on the same flight path.
But it might be something else. You let me know. Maybe you know something about some rockets or some SpaceX testing going on over Pennsylvania.
See, they always assume it's going upwards when it's not. It's flying horizontal. It's just an optical
Let me know in
illusion.
the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll make.
Do not like and subscribe. If people stop watching that idiot, we'd be a lot better off. I thought he was leaving the UFO field, and then suddenly he comes back. It's all a con job, isn't it? I think Tyler played a few pranks like that, saying, "Oh, they demonetized me," and then disappears and then comes back. That's all a con job. Oh, yeah, let's go through his ones here. I think we've sort of looked at most of it. Already exposed. Here's the slide from Hal Puthoff's 20 conference. Reported by the latest New York Times article. Unclassified UFO government slide about its secret UFO program. So what they say? Sorry, but it's not a slide from the official unclassified UFO US government presentation. That's from Hal Puthoff.
Well,
So
there's a twofold
who's
nature
putting
to
that out then?
First of all, you've got these advanced aerospace vehicles flying around that we don't know where they come from, who's driving them.
So I'm not too sure who they're trying to bust there. Video republished, Bob Lazar, con artist extraordinaire. So yeah, I think we watched it, haven't we, on our channel, on Discord. That was really good, wasn't it? Was that done by the...
You were seeing what it could do, but you couldn't ever figure out how it was doing it.
No, not really. I mean, we really.
No, it looks like something I haven't seen. There's another good one that we put out there, done by an Australian guy. Shows up all the errors. I'll just see if I can find it. Post it on the side for you to have a watch. This is why you should join our group on Discord, because you miss out on all these extra goodies. Whereabouts did I put it? We'll play this clip in a minute, see what it's about, but just want to find this other one, which Plex, I'm not sure if he's around, gave it to me. It was damn good. And it's got Corbell in it, Bob Lazar. This is so funny. I wonder if I can play part of it. It's got a lot of copyright material and obviously in it. Funny as Debunks, Corbell and Lazar, pretty good. It points out all the fakeness. You gotta watch it. I'm not sure if I can play a bit of it. But this guy's channel is worth subbing to. He doesn't just do... He does movies. He does movie reviews, and he really trashes the hell out of the new Star Wars ones and stuff like that. That's really a funny as. So I'll just get rid of the music.
During the film, he did get raided by the FBI. That's in my film. I found the guy that did the security clearance for him.
Busted on the hands thing. Liar. So he would have made $1 million from that movie by now, wouldn't he? That's funny.
Area 51 and Flying Saucers is a documentary by Jeremy Corbell. It's supposedly the definitive telling of Bob Lazar's fascinating story. Sadly for Bob, Jeremy makes terrible films. He also has a strange relationship with the truth. Let's take a look, and unlike Jeremy Corbell, I will actually provide proof. Imagine that, as to why Jeremy's claims of new evidence are bullshit.
For me, it was 1989 and Bob Lazar telling his story. That's what weaponized my curiosity about it. My imagination has been weaponized. I want your imagination to be weaponized. Weaponize your curiosity. That's my goal, to weaponize your curiosity. My curiosity was weaponized from that weaponization of my curiosity. And I really hope to weaponize people's curiosity. Weaponized my curiosity.
It gets better and better, guys.
My curiosity was weaponized. I want to weaponize your curiosity. I have a weaponized curiosity. Like weaponized my curiosity. Weaponize that.
First, a bit about Bob Lazar. Bob is a physicist who in 1989 came out with a story about working near Area 51, re-engineering supposed alien spacecraft the military had discovered years earlier. Crazy, right? He also tried to set up a brothel with his girlfriend. Still crazy. His first wife turned up dead in a house that he would later live with his second wife. Crazy? He was also married to both women at the same time. Yes, Bob Lazar's story is fucking crazy. True or false, this is an interesting guy with an interesting story. Now, I have no reason to doubt that he worked at Area 51 or S4, which is the area he says this all happened. I also believe he's a very smart dude that saw something weird. But sadly, Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers will not only add nothing new to the story, it will actually damage it by either leaving out important information or straight out lying. Yes, the main problem here is Jeremy Corbell. Now, don't worry if you don't know Jeremy, you're going to see a lot of him in this doco. And when I say a lot, we will see him more than we see Bob Lazar. This phone reenactment is 20 minutes alone of the film. That's no exaggeration. It really is. Oh man, check out those poses. Even though some documentary filmmakers include themselves in their films, there is usually a reason needing to confront individuals, or simply they are part of the story. But the really great documentaries let the story come straight from the subject, and it can pay off to listen.
Kill them all, of course.
Not Jeremy. Jeremy wants to be the star. So much so that the first 6 minutes of this film is taken up by Jeremy play acting in his bathroom. Yes, that's 20 minutes in the lounge room and a good 6 in the bathroom. Not only is the little play a confusing way to start your doco, where is your subject, Jeremy? It's not supposed to be you. It's linked to a lie. The famous raid.
He did get raided by the FBI.
An FBI raid that wasn't what it all appears. Now, I know filming in your bathroom is a lot easier than actually going out and investigating the story, but once you've set up your little light with the pink gel and you've pulled off those poses, make sure you've changed the date on your fake messages. Not only is the incoming message time different to the phones, it's a completely different date. He changed the phone time to suit his story, but not the messages. I mean, it's only the start of your film, Jeremy, and supposedly an important detail, but fuck it.
The other agenda was to uplift the visual medium of filmmaking in this genre, which I did.
That's a big statement. Maybe recreating a Soundgarden clip from 1991 is lifting the game.
Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on.
So it gets more and more funny, but we won't play any more of it. But yeah, he exposes a lot of stuff in that that Corbell did. Both of them were lying about the FBI raid and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, Give him a little plug there. So what's this other one here they got? So you've seen it, Snipes? It's a funny as, isn't it? Bone scanner. Yeah, this is a bone scanner one. He goes into all that, but I won't play it all. Don't want to upset the other creator. He's got like 200,000 followers.
Really could only use or come up with a best guess. Now, I can't say we really that I could absolutely state for certainty how anything actually worked.
So back to our power source. Inside the reactor, element 115 is bombarded with a proton, which plugs into the nucleus of the 115 atom and becomes element 116, which immediately decays and releases or radiates small amounts of antimatter.
Yeah, let's see if we get it on bigger here. Con artist, who's doing it? UFO issue. I'll just post the link separate. Bob Lazar Con clip. It's another good one by the looks of it. Let's see, we suppose we could play it since we're giving them a plug. Let's see, how many people has he got? Not too many.
The antimatter is released in a vacuum into a tuned tube which keeps it from reacting with the matter that surrounds it. It is then directed towards a gaseous matter target at the end of the tube. The matter and antimatter collide and annihilate, totally converting to energy. The heat from this reaction is converted into electrical energy in a near 100% efficient thermoelectric generator. This is a device that converts heat directly into electrical energy.
Oh, not really. I mean, we really could only use or come up with a best guess. Now, I can't say we really that I could absolutely state for certainty how anything actually worked.
The power source is a reactor which uses this element 115
So he's changing his story, you see.
as its fuel. In this reactor, element 115 is used as a target and is bombarded with protons in a small particle accelerator. When a proton plugs into the nucleus of an atom of 115, it increases its atomic number and becomes an atom of element 116, which, remember, decays instantly.
I can't say we really that I could absolutely state for certainty how anything actually worked.
In like manner, the gravity A wave is amplified and then focused on the desired destination to cause the space-time distortion required for space travel. This amplified gravity A wave is so powerful that the only naturally occurring source of gravity that could cause space-time to distort this much would be a black hole. This brings us back to our original question: how do you generate a gravitational field? You must have access to an element which is heavy enough for the gravity A wave to extend past the perimeter of the atom. Then you can access and amplify it for space-time distortion.
In short order, it began to concern me. We really have no idea what we're talking about.
So take me back to first day on the job. You accept a job. They take you out there.
Yeah. It's the first day, really, I didn't really get to see a whole lot. The first day was essentially just paperwork. That's when I flew into Area 51 proper. And I left McCarran Airport and flew what they call the Janet flights. Just, you know, a passenger plane from Las Vegas to Area 51. And it was really just going through a mountain of paperwork that day. From security clearances to... God, it was like 2 or 3 hours of just solid paperwork, and that was really an uneventful first day.
On his first day, he was told to read a series of briefings and immediately realized how advanced the propulsion was.
How much time has been wasted talking about bullshit?
Yeah.
In this subject?
Centuries. Centuries.
That's part of the problem, isn't it?
People just make shit up.
Yeah.
And the more fanciful and ridiculous, the better. Unfortunately, people pay more to hear that and consume it.
Contain any information about the history of mankind, the alien involvement in the history of mankind?
Not really.
nothing that said, well, this is the way things were. There was mention of alien intervention in the past. I mean, extremely long ago. Something along the lines of.
You notice he's not doing it for memory recall. He's always this eye movement here, or when he's looking down, which is internal dialogue. So yeah, it's just making up story. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? I'm blocked. Who's blocked? Check your head. What's that mean? Who blocked you? Obviously I haven't, because you're on the side chat.
Millions of years ago. For the information that I looked at, it seemed that, and there again, these are briefing documents, so I can't myself ascertain whether or not these are true. I can only assume it because the briefing documents I read that pertain to the propulsion
Make it up a
system
story.
were true because I dealt with that, but they did make reference to
your eyes and the swivel chair
contact with the Earth over
giving you
10,000
away,
years
mate.
ago. Also with genetic alterations that ended in a simian being, and all kinds of claims.
You're not
And-
seeing any screens.
Well, there are archways around it that are part of the superstructure, and that one of the archways can become transparent. When I was in there, there was another group working on one of the archways, and you could call that a screen, more or less.
So through that archway, it would maintain the solidity, the solid, whatever metal it was.
Yeah.
But you could see
Yeah, it
through
just
it?
became transparent. Yeah. I saw that happen once or twice before I left.
Did you ask any questions about what the fuck
No,
that
there's
was?
no asking
There's
questions.
no asking.
The walls of the center
So he's been called out lying, isn't he?
level are all divided into archways. At one point in time, when the disk was energized, one of the archways became transparent and you could see the area outside of it just as if the archway was a window. After the panel had been transparent for a while, a form of writing, which was unlike any alphabetic, scientific, or mathematical symbols I've ever seen, began to appear on the transparent archway. And I was never informed as to how all of this was achieved.
Obviously a very intelligent man. When you listen to him talk, there's no bullshitting going on. When he talks about talks about undeniable, concrete things, when it comes to science, when it comes to elements, when it comes to propulsion systems, he clearly knows what he's talking about.
At the beginning of this first section, I'm going to give you 3 short science lessons, and once you've learned them, you'll not only know more about interstellar travel than almost anyone else in the world, but you'll know the actual method another civilization is used to travel from another star system to the planet Earth.
We have no idea how the physics operate within this thing.
The really confusing thing for people that are detractors is he really
So that's
hasn't changed
complete
the story
opposite.
in 31 years. It really is the same story.
Bottom line is they're right. The bulk of the people are complete morons.
That's really good. But there's a lot more errors than that. And the body language guys found some more. And talking about the alien bodies, and then it turned into seeing it through a window and a chair, wasn't it? And it turned out to be a doll. So yeah. He's a liar. All you can say is that he probably had a job out there. Doing what? Who knows? Fixing circuit breakers, maybe. So what else we got? I think we've been down to there, haven't we? The cube. Did we explain that one? Data error. So it does it in stereo, doesn't it? So one camera doesn't have it, the other one does. Missing data, obviously. And there's the other image. No Greer. Okay. Bug. Yep. Have we got video for it? You can see the wings, the legs. Oh, damn it. Looks like there's no link to it, is there? And no video. What was that one? I think we looked at that one too, have we? Oh yeah, that's where we looked at. Started from last week. Okay, so let's finish with him. Move on to the next bit. What's this one? Rogue Planets, yes. He did a good summary here of some, is it new information that came out from New York Times, another article. So yeah, I think that came out yesterday, was it? Does he say? But anyway, he looks at the article and says some things about it. We'll just play it here.
The Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. This is a new government UFO program, or maybe it's not all that new, or maybe it doesn't exist at all.
Okay, we don't need to hear the intro.
Today we're taking a quick look at the recently revealed UAP task force. We heard mentions of some new task force related to UFOs back in May of 2020, when researcher John Greenwald brought attention to statements obtained by writer Roger Glassell from Department of Defense spokesperson Susan Gao, who stated the investigation of UAP sightings by the Multi-Agency Task Force is ongoing. Multi-agency meaning the DoD and the US Navy. That was really the first realization of a current UFO task force. Then, we got a name to go along with this mysterious task force. A draft of the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021 was submitted by Senator Marco Rubio on June 17th on behalf of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. Within the committee comments was a section titled Advanced Aerial Threats, and this essentially detailed the request for a report to be assembled to provide a summary of the current UFO situation by the Director of National Intelligence in consultation with the Secretary.
It reminds me of Elton John, this guy. He's got the same sort of bone structure and the glasses, right?
Of Defense and other relevant parties. And that information is supposed to come from a few different sources, including the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. Cool. We have evidence that there's something called the UAP Task Force. But like most things with UFOs, especially things related to UFOs in the government, the information we have about this task force is limited, confusing, and a bit wonky. First, we don't really know if the UAP Task Force is actually a thing yet. The comments in the Intelligence Authorization Act state that the committee supports the efforts of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. The report being requested specifically asks for a detailed analysis of unidentified aerial phenomena data and intelligence reporting collected or held by.
So I'm assuming ATTIP got disbanded, right? And got renamed or something to this new name is what they're trying to say, I guess. That they're still researching it.
The Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. It's kind of hard to support efforts of something that doesn't exist yet, and there wouldn't be any data to collect from a group that hasn't started collecting data yet. An article published in the New York Times on July 23, 2020 also makes it sound like the UAP Task Force is something that already exists. The article reports that the UAP Task Force is the continuation of the Pentagon's previously revealed UFO program, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or ATTIP, which reportedly ended in 2012. And the Times says that the program never lapsed. The article even states that Luis Elizondo, ATTIP's former head, confirmed that the new task force evolved from the Advanced Aerospace Program. So here we have more indications that the UAP task force already exists and has, potentially, for years. Luis Elizondo currently serves as the Director of Government Programs and Services at To The Stars.
So he's brought up something new here that we've not heard on all the other Talking Heads podcasts out there about this task force. It's funny that no one's brought it up apart from Jason here. So that's good spotting.
Stars Academy of Arts and Science, or TTSA. And TTSA issued a press release back on June 24th stating that the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence introduced a bill for 2021 that includes an official public request for a UAP task force. This makes it sound like the UAP task force doesn't exist yet. TTSA restated this on an episode of the company's podcast, again calling the Intelligence Authorization Act for 2021 a public request for a UAP task force. Confused yet? I am. It gets better. Or maybe worse. Pentagon spokesperson Susan Gao issued a statement to Popular Mechanics and other journalists stating that the Department of Defense is creating a task force to gain knowledge and insight into the nature and origin of UAPs, as well as their operations, capabilities, performance, and/or signatures. This clearly and plainly states that a UAP task force is being created. It doesn't exist yet. But we gained some additional details from this statement from Susan Gao. She added that the mission of the task force will be to detect, analyze, catalog, consolidate, and exploit non-traditional aerospace vehicles / UAPs posing an operational threat to U.S. national security and avoid strategic surprise. So we now know the mission of this task force, but again, by saying what the mission of the task force will be, she's demonstrating that the task force isn't a thing yet. But then what was she talking about back in May when she said the investigation of UAP sightings by the multi-agency task force is ongoing? Is that a different...
Have they confirmed that UAP really means alien craft yet by the government, or is it still means foreign craft or anything? So it's a bit confusing. If UAP meant aliens, then you could say, well, they've got a task force to study alien craft coming here. That would be really cool.
Different task force than the one allegedly being assembled? Why does the New York Times and the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021 indicate that the UAP task force is already operating, yet TTSA seems confident that its formation is just now being requested? Confusing. And it's not really surprising at this point. The government and the military have demonstrated time and time again that the one thing they're really good at is creating confusion. And what's up with the name? Even if this thing exists, we don't even know what the official name is. The only time we've seen it in writing is the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021. In that, it's mentioned twice. First, it's written as the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force.
It needs to get rid of that silly music,
and then,
though.
it's written as the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. And Susan Gao's comments are no help here. She conveniently avoids...
That's the problem with a lot of these podcasts. They have the music too foregrounding. It should be way in the background, if anything, or not at all.
Using a specific name for the task force. She simply refers to it as a task force. Regardless of its name, or whether it's something active or currently in the works, its existence, or future existence, demonstrates that, at least on some level and to a certain degree, the government continues to have an active interest in UFOs, including data collection and data sharing. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But time will tell if the public benefits from any of that. But hopefully we'll get to see the fruits of the UAP Task Force's data collection, if it even exists.
Yeah, so go give them a thumbs up there, I suppose. So have I done it already? Probably already done it, have I? 6, there we go. That was a good little clip he did there. He's better when he doesn't have that stupid Ryan Sprague on. I just can't stand his voice. Just gives me the creeps. And his other partner, the female one, what's her name? Does it say here? Can't remember what her name is now. Maureen or something like that. But anyway, you got the link there where you can go and watch it again if you want to. He doesn't have many subscribers, I don't think. What are you saying there? Yeah, it's in that video still, in that first one, talking about the Element 115. He goes on about that, that Nap had a video, but turns out Corbell went through every video he had and he said it wasn't there. Well, it wasn't even mentioned in the video. So, bad memory. Or what? Debunks somehow lost the footage. One piece of major evidence. Yeah, kind of strange, isn't it? Or it's just BS again. One of the 4 messages I typed get through. I'm not too sure what's going on there, Bix. Even my messages, sometimes these disappear. When I go and watch back the show, I see a lot of my messages disappear too. Google are clamping down on spam, apparently. But they shouldn't, really, the owner's comments should never be removed. Unless it breaks the policies, right? So this is something else funny come out, which I need to bring attention to, was James Fox put out this original message, which has been edited. He put out this original message here saying, well, this morning I learned that I've basically lost control of my own movie and confronted with one of the most difficult decisions of my career. Fight back or bend over. So I'm not too sure who's taken ownership of his movie. So he changed it to this: we will prevail. So instead of just deleting the message, he just edited it. And obviously people answered it. James, you deserve better. Sad news. That's so crap. Fight back. What happened? Yeah, he won't tell you what happened. Sounds like someone is putting pressure on you or the studio to remove parts of the film. Or maybe they don't like the way he's edited it and they want to change some aspects of it. He won't tell us though. How long has he been doing the movie for now? 7 years? It's been taking a long time. What's it? It's been changed. I thought the first name was a bit more interesting because it was based on the number of unknowns in Project Blue Book, and now it's called something else, the Phenomenon or something like that, which is just like just another general name of a movie, right? It sounds like so many other movies out there. On to the next project. Top-notch lawyer fights James, best filmmaker, but he's not the best UFO researcher. We need more info. Yeah, we do. Anyway. So he changed the comment. That's what I'm pointing out there. That he's lost control of his movie. So we're seeing if it actually comes out this year, because it was meant to come out before December, wasn't it? It's like a long wait for it. Alright, back to Stephen Greer. This came out on yesterday, was it? A couple of days ago. Now. Or according to New Zealand time anyway. Did Stephen Greer fake a UFO with flares? Remember I covered that on my documentary. Well, not documentary. 2 live streams debunking his CE5 movie. Greer. That one there, I think. Has the flares in it that I talk about. But this guy has managed to find the date and time and brought up flight radar and proved it was slow moving planes in the area at the time, which would drop flares. And also there's part 2 here somewhere. There it is. Part 2 of the movie. Breakdown, pretty much. Part 2. If you missed those 2 live streams, go and have a watch of them again. But let's see, I might have to. It's That stupid pop-up. Might just copy it and read it out. Why eat a sandwich here? The time has flown, hasn't it? I haven't even got onto MUFON. Again. I never get onto MUFON. We spend so much time looking at the other stuff. MUFON cases always get pushed behind. I suppose we're going to have a lot of pop-ups, are we? How do we get rid of that? No. 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 I need to scale it down. Okay. And read it out. Let's see what the guy's got to say. I did reach out to him and sent my links to him. I said, have you seen these ones as well? In case he wants to add to his article. But maybe he even saw my debunks anyway. So we'll see how we go with the readout.
Dr. Stephen Greer likes to suggest that he is in regular contact with extraterrestrials who are visiting Earth. Kindly, if for a price, Greer offers to train others in his close encounters of the fifth kind contact protocols. But is Greer really in contact with unidentified flying objects, or what the military refers to as unidentified aerial phenomena? Well, like the US military, I'm very confident that some UFOs are true unknowns not belonging to China, the United States, or Russia. That said, I'm not convinced these objects are what Greer is seeing or communicating with. A January 27, 2015, Greer contact event in Florida offers a case in point. That date saw Greer leading an expedition at Vero Beach on Florida's East Coast. Greer's website says that his week-long expeditions come with a tuition fee of $2,500 to $3,500 depending on facility costs. The website explains that all of the Ambassador to the Universe trainings are similar. All participants are expected to complete and return liability release, confidentiality agreement, and ambassador agreement, which will be sent after they have paid and registered. Back to January 27, 2015, when Greer's expedition claimed to have summoned 2 UFOs. Video of the sighting was posted to Greer's YouTube channel, and the incident was the first case listed on the photographic and video evidence page of Greer's website. The video introduction says the event occurred between 9:10 and 9:15 p.m. and was a result of an invitation initiated by the members using coherent thought and meditation practices, also known as CE5.
I don't remember seeing the time on it, but when I see military flares, I often think that they got the call sign turned off anyway, and that you won't actually pick it up on the flight tracking software. So, but you know, it's fairly obvious it was flares, right?
CE5 protocols. The video description states, there were no boats or ships seen anywhere in the area of the objects, and there were no jets or planes or other airborne objects anywhere near the objects before, during, or after the event. That's not true. But let's not jump the gun. The video starts with one bright orange light appearing off the coast. Greer is heard directing a participant to please turn off your night scope. Note that a night scope would assist in detecting low visibility aircraft in the vicinity. Shortly thereafter, a second light appears off the coast, to the left of the first light. Greer confirms that these are indeed UFOs. I'm looking with the night scopes. There's no smoke. There's no trails.
Bullshit.
These are not flares, he continues. They were waiting for us to arrive. A few seconds later, Greer implores his group, let's welcome the beings on board to join us in meditation. That is such a beautiful color, see, you'll never forget that color, he says. This is huge, one participant says. Greer agrees, yes, this is a major event. At the 3-minute, 32-second mark, the first light disappears. Ignoring the light's slow but obvious altitude decline, Greer states that they've stayed pretty much the same altitude though. Let's invite them to come as close as they can. At the 4:11 mark, the second light dissipates. While the second light is quite obviously above the water as it fades out, Greer quickly states, "Oh, that's gone into the ocean. See what it did." Greer concludes, "Now the way that you know that's not like something like a flare, first of all, it didn't shoot up and then come down." The video fades out. We then see a
Okay, so he's assuming that they were like handheld flares there. They didn't shoot up and then come back down. You'd see it like a skyrocket, wouldn't you? But these are dropped obviously from a plane or a helicopter and have parachutes, and they take a wee while to come down. And as I pointed out on the video, we know that they burn up to 5 minutes maximum. If the light stays lit more than 5 minutes, then we can assume it's not flares. And we debunked it all on that first part I did.
Series of other photos and videos of the same event. But were these UFOs? Or were they something more terrestrial? Well, flight-aware flight tracking data attained by the Washington Examiner suggest the latter is true. At 9:11 p.m. on January 27, 2015, a Beech 76 Duchess registered N110 SU was recorded flying at 85 mph off Vero Beach. This is slower than the aircraft's normal cruising speed, and would feasibly allow the aircrew to deploy parachute flares or some other illumination device. The aircraft took off and returned to the airport in Fort Pierce. The screenshot below shows the aircraft's location at the time of the event. Screenshot via FlightAware. The owner of the aircraft is listed by the
FlightAware is like the third less useful flight tracking software. So you got number one being Flight Radar 24, and then you got planefinder.net, and you got FlightAware as the third one. But it didn't have any playback of history when we checked it out a year or so ago. Maybe they've added it in now. Most of them want you to pay to get access to that, so they didn't want to pay Flight Radar to be able to go back and play. But that video is 1995 or something, was it? Flight Radar doesn't normally go back that far, so it's quite interesting that this particular package has actually got playback to that time. What was the date they said? Was it 1990s? Oh no, that's not that long ago. 2015 that was. Still goes back further than Flight Radar 24 allows, only 1 year. That was another reason I didn't bother, was because I knew it was too far back at the time, but they reckon FlightAware has it. Okay. So they must have added that in since I've last looked at it then. Which is really handy for debunking.
The Federal Aviation Administration as Ari Ben Aviator, Incorporated. The website of the Fort Pierce-based flight school, Aviator College of Aeronautical Science and Technology, lists Michael Cohen as its president and CEO, and the owner and only president of Air Ben Aviator Incorporated since its inception. The website explains that Cohen has 33 years of experience with managing a successful flight training school in all areas including advertising and recruiting. The distinction between Air Ben Aviator and Ari Ben Aviator seems to be a spelling mistake. Florida State Business Records list Cohen as the owner of both the Aviator College and Ari Ben Aviator. When I reached out to the Aviator College to ask about the January 27, 2015, flight, Director of Maintenance Christopher Spear told me that the college never does things like dropping flares. After sending Spear a copy of the flight record, he did not respond to any further emails. Incidentally, another aircraft listed to Ari Ben Aviator was forced to land on a section of Interstate 95 in Florida on January 30, 2017, after running out of fuel. CNN has also reported that Ari Ben Aviator received a loan between $350,000 and $1 million under the federal government's Coronavirus Relief Paycheck Protection Program. The top line, however, is that the flight was in the place and time that the witnesses saw the lights. I'd thus offer a pretty confident assessment that what was seen off Vero Beach that night were not UFOs, but, in fact, flares of some kind. Watch the video recording of the January 27, 2015, incident below. Opinion. Beltway Confidential.
Okay, so maybe something went wrong that night and they dropped some flares, rather than it being training. But to me, you got to remember that these call signs can be turned off by military. When they do exercise, they normally turn it off, which is another reason I didn't bother looking, because that's generally the case. So you're not going to see a C-130 having parcels and things dropped out the back with flares on it. So he might be wrong. It might not be this plane. But they may have dropped some parachuters, surely. But that was too low down. So what's that thing on the thing? But clearly it's a military exercise of some kind. But I think they may have it wrong here, being this particular plane. Which ain't a really good picture. So that's where they were sitting on the beach, and this is the plane flying overhead. So if you had night vision, Dr. Greer was clearly lying. He would have seen this plane at least. Who knows? Maybe Dr. Greer paid off this guy that runs this thing to drop some flares out the back for his event. You never know. I got a message popping. Okay, so yeah, we can play a clip of this video again, but you can clearly see it's got plumes of smoke and stuff.
So what I'd like to discuss now is...
how do we skip forward? Here we go.
Wow. Those behind me may move and stand up. Okay, that, you see that color?
Yeah. That's not a plane.
No, no. Oh, no.
That's not a boat.
No, that's a ship.
So let's thank them for coming.
Wow.
You see how it's flickering?
Please turn off your night scope, Charles. Off.
Turn off your night scope in case you see the plane.
Someone's infrared or whatever.
Yeah, that's Charles.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Another flare drop.
Oh, here they come. There are two.
Whoever's right in the front, if you can kind of just stay low, because your head is right.
You can get on your knees in front of Richie. Look at this.
So you can see a lot better when you zoom in like that. You can see it's a lot of smoke coming off these things. Planes flying this way, dropping them, obviously. So he was telling the guy to turn off his night scope because he would have seen the plane. What a chill. We probably can't see the plane because look, you can see there's a sort of a cloud cover behind, or fog. I think there's also a ship that we see, or maybe it's a plane. Shows up on the left hand side here at some stage.
How gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I'm looking with the night scopes. There's no smoke, there's no... These... Yeah, this is a major event.
Oh, what was that there?
So we're grateful. So open your heart chakra and send them the beauty of
You can see they're getting lower down
and
too.
If you can see what I'm doing, you connect with your palms out like this, and your third eye and your heart, making like a tetrahedron radiating our pureness and love towards them.
Yeah, why haven't they got a drone? 2015, they could fly a drone straight towards the aliens. Get some HD footage, you know, improve. You don't need disclosure. Here we go, we got the evidence, best evidence ever.
They emerge from the sky, but they're very, very close to the ocean. Not like something like a flare. First of all, there's no, it didn't shoot up and then come down and didn't.
So you can see there, they burnt before 5 minutes was up. But anyway, enough of Dr. Greer. He's well and truly busted. And really, I've run out of time. Alright, we copied it onto that one, didn't we? I don't think there was any more in the article. No. Ah, did I give you the link? If you want to go back and check it, is that the link? I'll just make sure it is. Yep. Still on the clipboard. Dr. Greer. Is busted. So there's definitely a plane in the sky. At least we know that much. It's been a good life. I thought you say that every life. Yeah, it's just made up of bits and pieces. I wasn't sure how it's going to go. We were looking at these black craft ones, weren't we, last time? I was just working through them. And we only got through a handful of them. But, again, looks like it's going to have to be a midweek one, guys. Because I know, unless we got like 100 people watching, unless the channel grows, it's not really worth my time just to keep trying to educate people, not just like a handful of people. So 3 hours is enough, really. Most people, by the average, they only watch about 30 minutes of it, generally 30-40 minutes. Roberts, they tend to watch maybe an hour, despite we do 3 hours of UFO cases. So there's not really real UFO people out there that want to break down the videos or have a look at some of the really good cases out there of eyewitnesses. So I don't know what people want, but they obviously want to watch the Dream Team. So we'll go through the rest of the list next time, and tomorrow we got Robert on. I'm not sure if he's posted his topics, but I'm going to have to message him if he hasn't. Not seeing anything here posted by him. So yeah, I'm going to have to email him after the live stream, so I can't give you a hint what we're doing tomorrow. But it'll be interesting, no doubt. So I'll say good night. Remember, you can join our Discord UFO group. All the links are in the About tab. In fact, normally play some emanations for it, don't we? We've got the UFO jets coming across. Normally play the Corbell one. It shows you the links. But you can find them on the I closed it down, About tab. Everyone should know how to get to the About tab of the of my channel. So you can get all these cool links during the week before I showcase some on the video itself. Of course, there's a lot more stuff that I don't show. So there's the About tab, and there's all the links. I can post a link to it, I suppose. And also you can give us stuff that you want us to look at on the group. And that will be good, you know. You can say, I want this one reviewed, or your opinion on. So I'll just close that back down. So I'll just end up now. Thanks, Ken. It's good that you enjoyed it. JD. Who else do we have? Charles. He went to bed. He normally gets tired. Snipes. It's good that you agree with me, Snipes. I would be in trouble otherwise. This thing was Nap. Yep. Who else do we have here? Not sure what happened to Susan, but as I said about the dog, she might be grieving still. Susan, Susie to anyone. There was Bex. I went to her. Did she start breaking all the rules and get banned completely, did she? I wasn't actually watching. Chemical Summer, he was here for a short time. Short time, but not a long time. We had someone else here, didn't we? Blind and One Eye. So a lot of people join us initially, but then go away. The Minister. It wasn't too bad. We had a lot of people come and go, didn't we? The thing is, we got a lot of useful chat there rather than stupid chat. You know, people adding in their own opinions and stuff. So, or helping out with what it could be on the screen that we're looking at. Anyway, I'll say good night. Stop yapping, Paul. And thanks, everybody. And it's not always about money. I know I didn't get any donations again. But in time, you know, more people join, more people will be able to donate and help us get better equipment. Thanks, JD. Yep. Yes, I get a bit disheartened sometimes where I should throw it all in and just let the UFO field decay even further with the Dream Team. But it looks like I've got another battle now with the Dream Team. We got rid of one big noise, Tyler Klockner, but he's going to be coming back, no doubt. Now Third Phase is taking over #1 spots and doing the Dream Team business. That's never ending. And you got Scott C. Warren. I don't understand why people watch that guy. I just don't. Good night.